Hey, you guys, St. George's Knights of the Round Table series, episode 1. Boom. Finally get to say that. Today we have a pretty stacked lineup here, and I'm really very honored to have all of you at the table. Thank you so much for being a part of this and helping me bring this to fruition. We have Peter Holsworth over there in California. We've got Jackie Jester over there on the East Coast, and Sarah Banker all the way up in Netherland, Colorado. And we're working on the Mountain Orchid with Mayor Leslie Davis. Being up in the mountains, she has some Wi-Fi connected nation station issues, but we're just gonna roll with that. So I originally, you guys, like, seriously, I was gonna wear my jean jumper, but I met Peter in that at the Lucky Leaf conference when we first met, and he had like these cool clothes on. He's like pretty fly for a white guy, like, no pun intended. But Peter, what in the world have you been doing lately? Because I know that you have this amazing clothing company, well, actually a shoe company, and I know that you're one of the first in the world to be doing what you're doing, but you have a lot of other really lovely hands in the cookie jar, if you will. And can you tell us a little bit about what you got going on these days?
Sure. Yeah. So, my passion over the past several years since I left my law firm, Zuber Lawler, was really to invigorate a different concept around fashion utilizing regenerative fabrics. We not only manufacture biodegradable fabrics and clothes and shoes, but we have actually patented the inclusion of plant seeds within them. So now we have a worldwide patent on sowing various seeds within a charcoal lined kind of carbon little sleeve into our shoes, into our pants, into our jackets that we produce. We're moving into socks and underwear and all these different things, so that when your biodegradable clothing item eventually meets its end and falls into the ground, whether it be in a trash dump or in your backyard, it inevitably will propagate the seeds and sprout new life. And so we really have a passion of exposing the child labor, the pollutive ways of the fashion industry, and showing how we can really do a lot better with biodegradable hemp-based fabrics, as well as including seeds of various plants. So any plant in the world. So we're coming out with a new banana shoe line with banana seeds in them.
Yay!
As well as our hemp shoes are already on market. And I just launched a new jacket for Jack Hair, the brand here in California and nationally, which will have 50 hair seeds in it. So each jacket, when you're done with it, you could bury it in the ground and plant yourself some Jack Hair.
Peter, I had no idea. I kept seeing you online with your Jack Hair and all that kind of thing, and I was like, what is he doing? Is he repping for them? Like, what is going on? So y'all have a partnership, if you will.
Well, we actually, it's my company. It's Alma Vibe, and which means soul vibe in Spanish, if you will. Alma's means soul. And so we're white labeling it for different products. We recognize that our brand might not be the brand that everybody wants to wear, and I don't want to impose that on people. What I want to do is provide the opportunity to brands that have loyalists that maybe or may not be cannabis consumers, but may be more conscious about their consumer decisions and how they're spending their money, what they're putting on their body. Instead of the petroleum-based synthetics that we've been force-fed for years as alternatives, I can make everything on your body now out of a biodegradable hemp, which is more durable, longer lasting, softer to the touch. It grounds you when you're not surrounded by this petroleum and plastics, and our products will end up making new life. So we don't actually make clothes, we make life.
That's so cool. Leslie, you're back. I'm so excited. We're going to go ahead and switch over. Peter was just telling us about their new patent, and congratulations on the patent, by the way, Peter. That's awesome. The whole point of this entire project, the Knights of the Round Table series, the premise is character integrity, or who you are when nobody's watching. Always be a Knight of the Round Table. So each of these invitees, I've either known for a very long time or have known through another person, and have actually, exuded the utmost character integrity since I have known them. And, that's kind of how we like to boogie on these parts. And so the purpose is to bring, music, healing, the arts, and plant medicine, not just cannabis, but plant medicine together. And basically kind of help a few people pull their heads out of their asses, but also kind of, show everybody that these brilliant minds, these outside of the box thinkers, the creatives, these knights of the round table and dames, if you will, are really here trying to make a better world for our grandchildren so they could still catch frogs someday, if you will. So Peter, thank you so much for what you're doing, and congratulations on your patent. Leslie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing? Because I met Leslie, I'd kind of been stalking her on Instagram actually, and I was like, wait a minute, she's naming all these strains after these cool bands that are friends of ours and that we've been listening to forever. And Leslie, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your special project up in the mountains there in Montezuma?
Yes, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But like she said, we're up at 10,500 feet. And we're definitely internet challenged up here, but I've been able to hear you guys and see you. So hopefully I can kind of cut in and out when I can. One thing we've been doing at our grow is we've been having musicians come and play music for our plants and name each harvest batch. I think it started in COVID. We opened our doors in April 2020. During COVID, that time, a lot of music was shut down and everybody was kind of stuck out of the venues and stuck in their homes. And so we were in the garden working, and one of our really good friends, Keller Williams at the time, was in town visiting, and he was just hanging out. And so I asked if he had any interest in coming and playing for my workers while we were in the garden working. So he came over and he was like, I would love to. He's like, my family's been sick of hearing me play. I'm ready to play for some other people. So he came over and he went, and we kind of have a little platform up above the garden. And I surprised all my workers and had them in there trimming and defoliating, and had him come in with his hood up and everything. And he got up on top and he threw off his hood and just started rocking out and did like a 2-hour private concert while we were sitting in there working, and everybody just loved it. And it was so much fun. And the plants, I could tell, were just vibing from it and everything. So afterwards, with Metric, with the tracking system in Colorado, you have to give a unique name to each harvest batch. So I thought, well, this is kind of fun. Why don't you name this harvest batch for us? And she sang to him and did everything. So he named that first one Love Song. And after that, we have a bunch of friends in the musical industry and everything. So I was like, it's kind of fun to collaborate with the musicians and share the music in our garden and share it with our followers, and then have them come in and play when they can and do what they can. So since then, we've had a different musician name every harvest batch moving forward. And it's been really cool because it really helps me kind of remember each one. Whereas if I would have just had a date and a strain name or something, I don't think it would have left quite the impact on me that it has. But it's kind of like a wine vintage, and I can literally go through every harvest we've had just by name with the different musicians, and each one kind of has a different unique little thing that happened or went down. So it's been really cool. We had Travis Book from the infamous String Dusters. He just came in the garden a few months ago and sang his new solo song that he just released to the plants, and the acoustics were just amazing, and it was epic. So we'll keep doing it and keep these unique names coming out and keep collaborating with our awesome musicians. It's been fun.
It was so serendipitous too, because when I started this project, I was driving up, I was living in Netherlands, which is how I met Sarah a while back. And I was listening to my good friend Ryan Herr, to his Ryan Herr Spotify station or whatnot. And this band called Dirtwire came on, and there was a song called The Whip with Antime. And it's like, just like this really strong, powerful song. And I was like, who in the hell are these guys? These guys are like legit. And so I was on the way, supposed to be going up to Colorado for Savante's like 20th anniversary and the Motet release party, and ended up last year around this time, and ended up going to the show. And I think I told him I like worked for Rolling Stone magazine or something, like got on the show. Eugene was like, who is this person? And because they were sold out, and I met them, and turns out they work with all my friends. And so Leslie, I called the other day, and she's like, we're on the way to Dirtwire. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just with them. And she ended up connecting with them. And it's just like this whole little beautiful, like I said earlier, the Kaleidoscope Collective. And Leslie, thank you so much for what you're doing. I cannot wait to go up there. I'm going to be up there next week, and I'm really looking forward to getting some live footage of what y'all are doing up there.
Nice.
Now leads into Miss Sarah Banker. Miss Sarah Banker, oh my gosh, if she does not just the essence of like just the most lovely, goddess like mother type matriarch as well. I've known Sarah for a long time, and she's doing some really, really special things with her music. And Sarah, would you do us the pleasure of telling us about it and your kind of, connection to the cannabis world and, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. So I am a songwriter and artist up here in Netherlands. And I just actually, like, my intention with my music is to be, I say it as like a pollinator of light and love through sound. But it really is something of like about compassion and resilience. I would say that's the main message of all of my songs, to like for as the individual and as the collective to have some ownership and what is the word? The word is accountability for ourselves and each other. Cannabis for me personally has been just a wonderful gift in my life. My mother was, when I was young, she was diagnosed with like bipolar and like suicidal and things like that. And cannabis, after dabbling with pharmaceuticals, cannabis was the thing that really brought her back to life. And as she went off of Valium after being addicted for like 27 years, the cannabis was, and it still is, extremely helpful for her to become who she is without all of the fuzz of pharmaceuticals. So I have a deep love in my heart and gratitude for cannabis and plant medicine. And actually, I too have played live for grows around the area because just one day, a person who was growing, they had heard about live music and how that could help his harvest. And so I would go a few times a week, and the results, he said he had never had such a bountiful harvest in all his years of growing. So it is amazing what music has the power to do. I just recently presented at TEDx Cherry Creek.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
Just really focusing on this idea that if we do take responsibility for our own healing, no matter what the circumstances are, from like the moment to moment situations to past traumas, we have the power to not only heal ourselves, but heal the wounds that our communities and ancestors have been carrying on for decades and decades.
Well, Sarah, what do you have planned next? Because I know you have an album coming out here soon.
So right now, actually, there is a song that is to be released April 11th, and it's called Our Love. And this song in particular means a lot to me, and it has proven to help others. So the idea of all of the songs that I'm putting out, starting April 11th, is this idea that we do have the power within ourselves, the power to heal ourselves. And what's so nice about plant medicine is that I feel like plant medicine gives us an opportunity to really kind of just hone in on who we are, become aware of circumstances or ourselves. And although I don't necessarily name, plant medicine in that, I think that everybody has their own journey, in their own healing. Sometimes it's, I'm not here to, pill shame or anything like that. Sometimes it is with pharmaceuticals for short periods of time. Other times it is plant medicine. So the music, it's intended for listeners that when they hear it, even if they're not even paying attention, that it really just kind of penetrates the soul in their heart. I have a certification in hypnotherapy. So I understand the importance of music to the subconscious. The subconscious is bypassing the critical factor of the mind. And so when we're driving or we're working and we're otherwise occupied and we're listening to music, that music becomes our mantra. Think about choruses that will just be bopping around and we'll be repeating over and over and over again. And if these seemingly harmless lyrics become part of our word and our narrative, then we'll start to see that perpetuate. If you think about all these love song and breakup songs, all these, people repeating over and over again, how, oh, love is so hard to find, that kind of thing, then love will be hard to find for ourselves and in relationship as well.
Yeah, you kind of are the vibes that you put out, and what you believe is what becomes your reality, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Jackie, tell us a little bit. You're at work. You took the time away from work. Thank you so much for being here. Jackie, tell us, what are you growing in the background, and what is growing upon you?
Hi. Okay. Yes. I am Jackie, and I am growing. I have a giant Snapdragon madness going on here. They are flowers that are seasonal, and I wanted to grow them. So I grew them in 3.5-inch pots, and they were very angry, and so I put them all into one pot, and now they're happy. So it's, sometimes growing, like my Instagram is mad plant lady stuff. Instagram is how I ended up at this job. So I didn't mean to be a grow shop manager. I am a cannabis user because I have Ehlers-Danlos and I have chronic pain from multiple joint surgeries. At 28, I had my left hip broken in 3 places and reconstructed with screws to grow in the right configuration. And I was on opiate pain medication waiting for the surgery. I was on opiate pain medication after the surgery. And it was actually after my doctor lost his license to prescribe pain medicine because he had a patient death that I decided to taper myself off of the pain medicine and find different ways to deal with the pain, which cannabis and exercise and gardening and physical therapy, all of those wonderful things just slowly came into my life. So I wanted to share what I was learning with the world, and it's really just been fun trying to grow different things. And Mad Plant Lady stuff is about doing crazy things, doing things you didn't think you could do.
As cultivores, you must have a certain appreciation for the different aspects of a plant that help and address therapeutically different issues for people, whether it be the flavonoids or lipinoids or the terpenes profile. Leslie, just to point it back to you really quickly, have you found that with the kind of experiments of the music, you're finding maybe a different flavonoid or terpene profile being expressed by the plants? I mean, obviously at 10,000 feet, you have kind of an ideal situation to grow there. And obviously the plant gets a chance to breathe a little bit more, but have you found that the plant reacts to the vibration of the music that you're playing?
I have found that they do. It's pretty amazing. We play music 24/7 in the garden. And when I don't have a harvest host, when they're in the vegetative state, I play an Ayurvedic chant that just is constantly on repeat that's supposed to promote plant growth and healing and everything. And it just creates a really awesome vibe for us and the plants. But then when I move it up into into the room and it has the harvest host, I usually focus on their type of music and have that playing all the time. And most recently we had Lindsay Liu, was one of our musicians, and she had her new album, Queen of Time. And so I put that on repeat and it was amazing. I have to say, I mean, the plants, they really vibrate to it. Her voice just booming through there. I mean, they just look like they're glowing and they're happy. And I think they just appreciate the extra attention too. And we're in there all the time. We're all hands on. So we hand water, we hand trim, we hand, do everything with the plants. So we are definitely hands on with them. And I think they can appreciate that attention too and factor. But there's no question that the music and the vibrations help, kind of help get them moving and get them vibing. But and Jackie, I also had about 6 years ago, I shattered my tibia and my fibula skiing and had a bunch of screws and plates and reconstructive work. And same thing. It was kind of one of those where I was on pain meds for about 12 days. And all of a sudden I started to kind of feel it enter into my dreams and enter into my moods and kind of change the focus I felt like kind of the focus of what the drug was doing. And as soon as I felt that, I cut it cold turkey immediately and started using edibles and started kind of going to cannabis for relief and using different topical creams and different CBD tinctures and everything. And I had so much relief. I had so much more relief from that than any of the opioids or any of the drugs that they were trying to kind of give me, prescribe me for relief. So I'm a big fan of that as well. It's really amazing. I mean, when you have to lay in the exact same position for, 10 hours and you can't really do anything, it gets hard to sleep. And so those edibles, and you're not getting your normal exercise, you're not getting all of that. So the edibles really just kind of helped relax my body, helped me kind of calm down, let my body heal. Then when it did start to heal, it was extremely easy to scale back on the edibles, cut those out a little bit if I didn't need them as much, and started getting my exercise going. And it really was the turn of events I needed. So that's been my big drive too, is it really is just so helpful in so many ways. It's an amazing plant.
Sarah, to touch on that for a second, I think everybody everybody has their own resonance, their own harmonic resonance, their vibration, their hertz that they respond to. I love salsa music, and so I'm a salsa dancer. But other people like different types of different vibes of music. But I think what we can all find is that the commonality of the vibration of music really can heal people not only from their spiritual side but their mental side, but also it has the ability to really heal your body. Sarah, in your experience performing and being a musician your entire life, how have you seen people heal themselves, maybe yourself personally, but have you seen healing as a result of the vibration and the music that you're putting out?
I have, and it's a beautiful thing to witness and to be a part of. It's, the thing that really changed up my game in performing is actually practicing chanting. And and that has really boosted the resonance. And so I do believe that if the artist really taps into who they are as an instrument, that's when I feel like that's when you can get profound healing vibrations or resonance, and it's whatever the people need.
I drink a lot of ayahuasca for the past 10 years. I've been practicing ayahuasca, and the icaros that are present during the ceremony always seem to have a profound effect on the journey that you have, and the shaman that sits with you and is present in delivering that healing medicine. Jackie, do you ever sit back and sing to your plants?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. I love to sing. I'm terrible at it, but I spend a good amount of time doing it because I am ADHD. So I sing my way through things. I have to gamify life. So transplanting is actually a race to see how fast I can transplant them into the pots compared to the last time. Can I get it being in the pot in a perfect square? How can I do it to make it fun for me? I have to make everything fun. Otherwise, I don't want to do it.
Well, with that being said, our host is back, the Lady of the Lake. I will turn it back.
We are having
and let her start asking some questions from you.
Peter, you are MVP, and I do apologize for the technical difficulties. We too are in the mountains, so we are just gonna keep on at it. And thank you for editing, editors. This has been incredible having all of you here today, and I wanted to see, Sarah, if you would play for us.
So I'll play Our Love, which is out April 11th. Can you hear the guitar okay?
Yeah.
Defy barriers of our dear old past. We may stumble, but it will not last. No, no, no. There's a secret with you I want to share, so you too will know the light that you bear. We're living in skin all covered in scars. Oh, we'll keep pushing on through these rusty bars to our love. It's our love. Climbing barriers of our newborn past. We may stumble, but it will not last. No, no, no. There's a way to weather the storm, to see beyond the curtains of this daily show. Tell me, how can time be in the now with our eyes on the clocks, always counting down, 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 down to our love. It's our love. How far have you endless dreams of yesterday. I know gravity can't seem to take us down or beyond the light to the shadowed ground. But if you embrace, feel the shift with breaking dawn on consciousness. Please, please, please don't resist. Oh, you're everything you've been waiting for. Just open up the door to our love. It's our love. It's our love. It's your love. That's your love will change the world. It's our love. Your love. It's our love.
Man, I need a girlfriend.
She is spoken for.
Single after that song.
I know. Sarah is one of those people, I swear. She like, I don't even know if she like her feet move. She just kind of like floats across the earth. Sarah, thank you so much for playing for us, you guys. And
That was amazing.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. You guys, thank you so much for the group hoot and the first episode, which I'm really excited to see episode 11. I'll tell you that right now. But thank you so much, Peter, for your time. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Mayor Davis over there in Montezuma. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time at Knights of the Round Table series. Sankin Burgess here signing off. And I hope that you guys all have a lovely week. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Ciao, everybody.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. See you soon.
Thank you, Sinkin.
Ciao.
POV of hearing your song on the radio for the very first time.
KGNU's Afternoon Sound Alternative, and just loving it over here. We heard from Sarah Banker, the song, I was going to say the story, excuse me, but it does tell a story. The song is called Our Love. That is brand new, coming to us from up in Netherlands. Sarah's got a bunch of stuff that's on the horizon, shows and album. It's super exciting.